Hi, it's Neil Franco with WealthPilgrim.com. Today we're going to spend 3 minutes and I'm going to show you everything you need to know to understand the difference between whole life and term life insurance so that you can make a better decision for you and your family. Now, before we get started, I just want to mention that you can reach me on Twitter at Neil Frankel. You can reach me on Facebook on my fan page, Wealth Pilgrim. Become a fan, please. Or on wealthpilgrim.com, my blog. Love to hear from you and shoot me any questions you have in any of those places. Okay, now, when it comes to life insurance, what's really important is to understand the purpose of your life insurance. And for 99% of us, the reason that you have life insurance is to protect your families for no other reason. It's not an investment. It's not for estate taxes for most of us. You've got to have over $5.5 million or $11 million to really worry about life insurance for estate taxes. So for most of us, it's about protecting our family in case we have an untimely death. All right. Now, when it comes to your life insurance agent, many of them are very good people, but they often want to maximize their own income, and they make a lot more money by selling whole life insurance when compared to term life insurance. But they'll still try to often convince people to do it, and they'll say, well, there's an investment element to it. And if you put your money into whole life, well, what happens is over time, the investment grows and it'll pay for itself and yada, yada, yada. And it's a bunch of malarkey, and I'm going to show you exactly why if we go to the next slide. You'll see this example shows a $500,000 policy for a 41-year-old person. And if you look at, we're going to compare the guaranteed values for term life versus whole life. And with a term life policy, the annual premium is $495, pretty cheap. And the whole life premium is $65.50, a lot more money. So over 10 years, you've paid, with the term life, you've paid $49.50, a total of that. But with the whole life, you've paid $65,000. Over $65,000, $65,500. Now, it's true, as you can see, that there's a cash value with the whole life after 10 years of $56,500. And with term life, there is no cash value. So if you put in $65,000 and get back $56,000, your net cost is about $9,000. Now, with the term life, as you can see, your net cost was $4,900. So it's a little bit less than half as expensive. Term life is a little bit more than half expensive as whole life, but it's a whole lot of money cheaper, whole lot cheaper. Now, let's look at the next slide, and we'll look at 20 years. It's very interesting. Over 20 years, again, your term life insurance is still $495 because you bought a 20-year policy. You didn't buy a 10-year policy, you bought a 20-year policy. We're just looking at it. The first slide was if you did it only for 10 years and canceled the 20-year policy. Now, in 20 years, for the term life, you've paid in a total of $9,000. And in the whole life, you've paid in a total of $131,000. But with the whole life, you're going to get $144,500 back. So actually, you've paid out $131, you're putting $144,500 in your pocket. Your total net profit is $13,500. And with the term life, you paid out $9,000 and you didn't get anything back. So isn't whole life much better? No way, and here's why. Your 20-year cost, you've spent $121,000 more for the whole life, but you got $144,000 back, so your net gain when you compare the whole life to the term life is $23,000. Okay? Now, you put in $121,000 and you got back $144,000 over 20 years. So you've gained about $23,000 in 20 years on an investment of $121,000. That works out to a 2% return over 20 years. Now that's a very, what we call in the sophisticated investment world, a stinky return. So even when you compare the whole life with its investment element, it doesn't hold water. Now, what oftentimes the whole life agents will tell you is that, well, the projected return is much higher. The projected return is 5% or 6%. But you look at the guaranteed values. When you look at a whole life policy, look at the guaranteed values, not what the projected values are, because the insurance agent, the insurance company they must perform at the guaranteed rates. They don't have to perform at the projected rates. And often, I've been in this business for about 30 years now, I've never seen a whole life insurance policy pay for anyone other than the insurance companies and the insurance agents who sell them. So, when you come back and look at it, term life will give you more protection, because for the same dollar you can buy lots more protection. And the investment element of whole life just doesn't work. You can read a lot more about the differences between whole life and term insurance on my blog at wealthpilgrim.com. I hope this was helpful to you. If you have any questions, shoot me an email. Again, Twitter, Neil Frankel, Facebook, Wealth Pilgrim, or on my blog. I look forward to hearing from you. Again, any questions, any way I can be of service, let me know. And see you next time. For more great ideas on how to have no money worries no matter what, come on over to wealthpilgrim.com, sign up for your free weekly updates, and get a free e-course on how to make better investments.